Hey. You're a Margaret officer?
I am.
I'm a new resident. Linda Powell.
I'm new over here myself.
Oh, really? Where are you from?
I live in Gaston, I was in Oregon working over here.
Okay, okay. My son's childhood friends and officer there. I'm trying to think his last name. Around 40,
You still over there?
43, yeah, about 43.
All right, that's about all over there.
Yeah, pretty much, I figured, yeah. So how's everything here? Pretty nice and quiet?
It's, like I said, I'm new over here, so I don't.
Brand new?
I could answer, if I answer what I look
Hey,
Carry on.
I'm a new resident. It's my first meeting. I just wanted to see what's going on.
You will be impressed.
I had you made it. Have a really nice thing.
You will have.
Let's just break my heart right there.
It's sad.
You say the city's grown too fast, that the young people, I mean, new people are kind of upsetting all the people, the residents.
The new people, they can come in there.
They don't know.
They just shut up and put it again.
Hello.
Don't rush it. Hold tight. Let's get it done.
All of my rights and I have many years.
I'm Bob. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're not going to spend my house.
Oh, no! You're on the list. Well, it's not, you know, that's a part of it, there's so many people moving in, but, you know, I guess there's no here. It took me 3 months to see it, and he did not help me. So, and we missed Justin's down with him, it's so beautiful, people are so nice.
How are you, sir? Now I'm feeling it. I gotta come up. Yeah.
How about you run a long time? Why don't you get a good job? You run all right. Good job.
Yeah, we actually lived in Linda's. It's okay. But it was, and all the money, it was today, had an issue. You know, oh, I know. The best thing I'm trying to do is get out there to beautiful hills.
But you could have.
Right. Nice to meet
Yes,
you.
I was very excited. I was very motivated.
That's what you get the great dog.
Everyone else takes on that. I raised my kids in Richardson County. But I moved down to Lynn. Right at Huntsville, Missouri. For 10 years. Didn't want to work. I started talking about moving to Florida. Well, it helps my sons, especially older folks, to go down there. Makes me ever get it. My husband, I moved to Brookhaven.
The chair should say.
And I thought, see what questions there before. Is there any industry here at all?
Right. Where the money tax.
I'm just amazed. I've been, checking out Facebook. Trying to figure out, see if I can
We gotta get back over there.
I don't mean, I just mean.
If I can get a good one.
All agree.
I don't understand.
You get your regular check.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good.
You just slice it.
But is there any industry coming in?
Because you're missing it.
Business coming in?
Anyway, that or the lady.
Just sitting quiet.
I got it.
Your project is
I'm just gonna listen. It's a pretty community.
Hey, how you doing?
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Keep it pretty and take care of each other.
Yeah, sure.
Let's find out.
We've been here 2 years. We love it.
I
It's very
know,
quiet,
that's what I like.
and we're working to get things done. Voice your opinion through a website.
From Bridge to Slovakia.
What's the
It's invite here.
Yeah. I had
Here you see.
Well, don't get in the fire, just stand out.
Be my friend.
My second. We're getting conversations.
I wanna do the bedroom start asking us if I'm gonna start next.
Yep. I don't trust she already knows. We're good. Yeah, we'll share. Yeah.
It's two. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll
your share.
Thank you.
You guys.
Thank you.
I met the neighbor across the street, and nothing to
Everybody, on my street,
And there's a lot that, we have a couple of people on our end that are walkers. I'd rather them not be outside of the office, it's like it's felt twice. And,
I'm currently under a doctor's care, getting
well, see, I get out, I walk, and I'm just sitting there and outside. Some of them are like,
1 minute people five ways, and
I know, that's why I
I
didn't.
see nobody, and I'll go one
and a lot of older people are not gonna get out in this heat. But,
I know.
I mean, if they're on a walker or having trouble, I would rather them not be out in the fall and get hurt.
I just think it's weird.
What are you doing?
I've been here since June the 8th.
I've been here 2 years,
Yeah.
and I've been here 2 years, and I step out to be the one that's doing the handbook, instead of waiting on coming in.
I would do that too, so anybody.
Well, come to my
You
street.
will, you will. Sometimes Saturday is the only time people get out. And we've also had a lot of rain and everything else.
Injured me.
I can't tell. And we sit here.
Okay, that's over in
They're not
Brookhaven.
straight as on. I'm just kidding
We
you.
got a sweet little garden and I bought it online. Because it's very similar to what we had in
See,
Florida.
you want to hurt that. You got to get that.
You're a cowboy Bob.
So what you do, you get out with the kids. And you walk with the kids first. Hey, don't worry about the dogs. Let's go to you.
Conversation. You got microphones here. The microphones aren't working right now, so I wanted to sit down here so we can have a simple conversation around the table.
Microphone's on.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us tonight. We're going to get the application for August 3rd, 2026 kicked off. And so starting with the mayor's update on the, today, give my time to the auditor, Joe Chapman, to kind of give us a breakdown on the 2025 fiscal year audit and his findings. Yes, so just so you know, this microphone's not working, the amplifier's gone out or something, we tried to replace it, it still didn't work, so if everyone will bear with us.
Joe Chapman with Fort Bill Company, did an audit for the city for the year in September 30, 2025. I brought some red booklets of the audit for you guys to go through this year. So I wanted to briefly go over the purpose of an audit. The purpose of our audit is to express an opinion as to whether or not financial statements are presented fairly and free from material statements. Material statements is based on the concept of materiality, and that's essentially an amount that we determine. It's an amount that we determine is material or important or influential to the users of the financial statements. Materiality helps us determine on a fund basis as well as government-wide what is significant to the city finances. Our report for the year to September 30, 2025 is accompanied by a clean opinion. Didn't have any issues or concern. For those who have seen one of our audit reports before, the layout is the same as years past. I'll briefly go over the layout of it. It starts with the auditor's reports on pages 1 through 4. We have two different reports. One is the generic audit report, and then one that is in accordance with governmental auditing standards. Following those two audit reports is the management's discussion and analysis. And that's kind of a overview, summary overview of the city's activity for the year, and it's presented in somewhat of a narrative format from the point of view of the city. It just kind of hits on some of the highlights for the year and gives you some schedules that you can find in more detail later on. So that's the management's discussion and analysis. That's on pages 5 through 11, starting on page 12. On page 12, that's where we do the financial statements. For governmental accounting, there are two methods of accounting that are applied. And I'll get to that a little bit more detail later on. But the first one on pages 12 and 13 is what we call the industry-wide financial statements, or the full accrual method of accounting. And that is just looking at the city as one functioning unit, opposed to the other method of accounting, where we look at it by the different funds of the city. So with the modified accrual, you can see the general fund activity, asset funds, all funds, stuff like that. So on pages 12 and 13, those are the citywide financials. On pages 14 through 17, you'll find the fund basis financials, the modified accrual method of accounting. That's what I mentioned about the different columns representing the different funds of the city. Following that, starting on page 18, we have the track area fund, which is the water and sewer fund. That's just a standalone set of financial statements. Starting on page 21, we have the notes of the financial statements, and that goes through page 35. That gives a little bit more detail on items that you'll find on the balance sheet for both methods of accounting. For example, long-term debt is a breakdown of the different debt instruments that are in the city's name, the principal is paid down on them, and then it's got maturity. Another one would be fixed assets. It's got different classes of fixed assets of the city, and it shows the current year additions, subtractions, as I mentioned, to evaluate the city as a whole, we have the full accrual method of accounting, and we have the fund base. The difference between those two is the treatment of long-term assets and long-term liabilities. I'll show that in just a little bit, but what you tonight's presentation, I wanted to focus mainly on page number 9, which is the management's discussion. So on this, we have three schedules. The top one represents a summarized version of the business activities of the city or the water and sewer department. And the two schedules below are the city activity schedules. So starting at the top, we have a comparison of fiscal year 25 to fiscal year 24 activity for the water and sewer. For the current year, the water and sewer department had a net income of about $290,000. This is down from the prior year of $515,000 by about $225,000. Looking between the two, we had charges for services, so income brought in for the water and sewer department of $2.26 million for the year. That factored with the $1.8 million of expenses to operate the water and sewer department, and some non-operating income and expenses like interest income, interest expense, ended up with a bottom line of $290,000. Looking at the revenue side, we had an increase of about $131,000 for the year. Water charges was our biggest jump, so that jumped by about $138,000. Sewer charges, we saw a decrease of about $31,000, and taps and other fees, we saw an increase of about $24,000. Looking at the operating expenses, we had $1.8 million for the year, and that's compared to $1.57 for 2024. So we had an increase of operating expenses of about $231,000. Most significant changes year to year were in salaries, cost of water, and insurance, which is general and workers' comp insurance. Moving on to the city finances, the bottom two schedules. The top, or I guess the middle schedule, represents the governmental revenues. Below that, we find the governmental expenses. Looking at governmental revenues, we had total revenues of about $3.2 million for the year. And this is up from 2024 by about $434,000. The significant changes we see were in taxes, licenses, and permits. And then we had a decrease in intergovernmental, and that's related to the recognition of ARPA funds in the prior year, which we didn't recognize this year. We had an increase in taxes received from the state and county, and we had some grant funds that were received for road projects. That is what primarily drove the increase of $434,000 for the year. Apart from that, everything was pretty much consistent. Looking at the governmental expenditures for the city, we had about an increase of about $114,000. And that's if you factor out the transfers between the city and the water. If you were to factor those in, we had a decrease of about $10,000 overall. The biggest changes were in the street sanitation parks, and a lot of road projects, road paving, and repairs during the year, which we didn't incur in 2020. Other increases were in public safety, primarily salaries and insurance related to employee public safety officers. We also had a significant change in capital outlays or equipment purchases of the city. It's down to about $224,000, which is a decrease of about $450,000 for the year prior. Looking at the city as a whole, so the very bottom line in the first column, the 2025 column, we had a net income for the year of about $628,000, which is a good thing. The city's not in the business of making money, but it's always a good thing to see. As I mentioned, there are two methods of accounting that you have to apply to governmental financial statements. It's the treatment of long-term assets and long-term liabilities. For the fund basis financials, we treat the purchase of capital assets like vehicles, equipment, buildings, land. We treat those as expenses for a decrease in net income. For the full accrual method, opposed to treating that as an expense on the income statement, we capitalize it and put it on the balance sheet and then depreciate it over its useful life. So it gives a little bit, some would say a more accurate representation of the expense because it's spread out over fire truck purchasing. Similarly, principal payments on long-term debt are treated as expenses, but for the full accrual method of accounting, we move that expense to the balance sheet and decrease the liability associated. So all of these are going to change the net income or net loss for the year between the two methods of accounting. And we have schedules on pages 15 and 17 that details the differences between those two. Page 15 will show you the differences between the two sets of balance sheets, the two methods of accounting. Page 17 will show you the differences in the income and expense. Some other items I wanted to hit on was the city paid down within the city and water $160,000 in long-term debt principal. That's up from the prior year by about $5,000, and we paid $7,000 less in interest for the year. So starting to pay off more principal and less interest for the long-term debt. Another thing I wanted to point out, which is a good position for the city to be in, last year you guys had a net pension liability, which essentially means that based on a lot of math that's a little bit above my pay grade, the actuaries have determined that you guys have, as of last year, were underfunded for future retirement benefits of current and past employees of the city. As of September 30, 25, this is a net pension asset. That means that the actuaries have determined that you guys have paid more and you're going to be responsible to pay out in future years. If that makes sense.
Underfunded or overfunded?
So for prior year, it was underfunded. This year, it's overfunded because we're showing that pension asset. So you guys have put more money in currently than you're expected to. So that's always a good thing to see. The result of that is likely going to be lower employer contribution rates in the RSA. So there's less money coming out of the state next year to cover retirement benefits until they determine that you guys need to put that back up. But as I mentioned, it was a clean audit for the year. Typically speaking, we don't see cities that make money, both the city side and the business activities that you guys have. But for this year, you had an increase in them, which is good. Last, I just wanted to thank you guys for the opportunity to be of service to the city. It's a pleasure to work with you guys. I know this is a lot of information, so if you guys go through it and have any follow-up questions, I'm going to have to hop on the phone or hop on the email, do whatever I can to answer. But that's pretty much all I've got, unless you guys have some specific questions. When I say specific, I'll go as much detail as I can. That's really all.
The main thing, just to reiterate, the total income for both sides of the city was a little over $5.5 million.
Total revenues.
Yeah, revenues. And then the expenses were about $4.6 million.
That is correct.
So, you know, a little bit over 800,000 or so in Q3 for the previous year.
Right. So I believe we saw a larger increase in revenues in fiscal year 25 than we did expenses. So revenues increased at a greater rate than expenses. Any other questions I can
If you don't mind hanging around a little bit, Ms. Bell's running late, and she might have a few questions. Should be.
Thank you guys.
Moving into the next section of the work session, basically I wanted to take this opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with all the council and just more time trying to listen and hear the needs of the community, hear the needs from the council and the planning. Want to make sure we communicate clearly, so we sit down and talk face to face around the table. And so, you know, I want to listen, want to hear what's going on, and I know we're not going to agree on everything. We're going to have different plans, different possibilities, but I just wanted to have to change up the form so that we can have a conversation. And you know, I want to hear as much detail as you can, and what your actions are, and how it can help our be part of the plan. And so, I ask if you don't mind, we could do it down here, if not, would you like to move down here and have a conversation? With that, we'll start with District 1, Councilman Chapman.
Well, we used to have one man who was county in charge of everything. He was the fire chief, he was the water works, he was the sewer guy. And he was in charge of the grass and all that stuff. And all that stuff seemed to get done. Everything got done. Grass was always cut. Trash was always picked up. But now we seem to not be doing that thing, and I don't know why. We've got so many employees. It just don't seem like we're getting as much work done as we were getting before. I can't figure that out. Why this happening?
What's your?
And also, I'm not knocking our fire department by no means, but the money we're paying for the fire chief, I feel like we should have a fire chief who is here every day. If any people needed to talk to the fire chief, he's here. Not somebody who's here part-time when they're not working their regular job. And the money he's making, our fire chief should be here representing the city of Martin.
Okay. Do you have any solutions, ideas, or plans?
We're gonna have to sit down and have some hard discussions about this. I mean, we can't keep going this way. So that's why I'm here.
So, pass over to Mrs. Bell and Justin here, Eric.
Well, first, I want to thank David for the fence at the park, looks nice. The sign that was supposed to be on the building, what are we doing with that?
It's on the fence.
I thought it was on the building.
There's nothing on about where it goes.
I mean, that's what the last one was.
It's, I mean,
Can we not put it on the building like it's usually discussed together?
and what we discussed together.
I mean, is it an issue moving from the fence to the building?
It's not, but, I mean, so,
I mean, that's, you're talking about, history, it's history for us. And then, I'd like to see, the community action come back. I mean, we enjoyed, having the food trucks and, things with the community. I mean, that's something that I would like for us to do.
Where's that fit right now?
The action, Ms. Fallon and I were, discussing some things we wanted to get going before school starts back for some kids in our district or in Margaret as a whole. And then also some, food truck nights started just to see,
It might not have been advertised as such, but that's what the spring.
she and I just haven't had the time yet to sit down and we started talking about it a few weeks ago, and we just haven't.
The spring fling and the 4th of July, and some of that stuff around that, those activities were that same spirit, the same,
I don't think, the movie night wasn't a bad idea. I mean, we can enjoy that.
yeah, we
It's just something.
we have a misplaced equipment.
We were talking about getting some, doing like a thing with Ms. Bell and I. And that's still on the table, we just gotta get with some like wholesalers to come up and see how much. So we're gonna do like, like the family inflatable, like pools, like you bring a blanket and your pillows, and the pools are there, so it's like for a family or whatnot. And then we were gonna have like a concession area, so for popcorn, snacks, drinks like that. Just getting prices to see which is most effective, I guess, for us, so that we can offer that. There's, like an outdoor like a screen, put with a projector. I'm not sure what the deal is with the projector, but I don't know. I was told one was purchased, I don't know where it is. I was just looking at one personally to try to get that going.
Do we have one?
I was told
Do we
we
need
had
one?
one.
Do
We
we
do
need
need, I was told we purchased one that the council previous had
Do we need one
purchased
here?
one, but yes, we will need one
I'll buy one.
for that.
I'll buy one, don't worry. They don't even have to use my district, we use the city as a whole.
That's what I was gonna say, just for the entire city.
Anything else that I can work on, or I guess?
No, like I said, no jabs at that for anybody in here. My thing is, first time on the council, the way I've seen it ran, meeting, get the minutes. I shouldn't have to go back and forth to,
I think I'm good. All right.
okay. That's all I got.
Well, I think you touched on it. Gary, John, we were talking about, Ms. Bell and I were talking about doing, we were gonna try to do like a back to school movie night for families and things like that, so kids and families would like to come out, watch a movie, just have fun, enjoy it with concessions and things. And then we're also getting together, I know for our districts and any other district that would want to be involved, to do like a backpack buddies or school supplies, to purchase those and have those available for families in the community that, need those things. And then just, continue moving forward with what the city needs, but working together to do that. That's really all I have.
John, can you have the floor, and can you have several topics that you can do as well?
First of all, I'd like to say, thanks to David for all the work he's done at the park. I've also asked David to get us quotes for lights for the basketball courts and the pickleball courts. I think it's a big transition for us to put our own money into upkeep of our own property at the end of the day, to make our citizens have a place they can come to use and be proud of. And I think if we can put lights on both of those moving forward, I think we'll have a positive outcome there. Also, if you remember, I told parking's been an issue at both parks. I volunteered to use some of the city equipment. We buy the materials and donate my time to make the parking areas bigger. I haven't heard anything back from you on that. Also, our biggest problem as a city is we start 900 projects, and we don't finish one. The power company gonna come up and put up LED lights. You asked where we wanted them, we thought the best proximity was. That was 3 months ago, ain't heard a thing. Nothing. We start a bunch of things inside the city, we start like storm shelters, we get gravel and everything else to move things forward, we haven't done that. We have a lot of things that are in need of repair, but we start blowing money on silly things instead of making projects become a reality for the citizens. It's and just to piggyback on what Councilman Chapman said, Public Works used to have 4 guys, and everything was getting done. And now we got hydrants on County Road 12 covered in grass, you can't even see them. We got grass 4 foot high on the right of ways. We got trash covered all the way to Argo. We got things that, we're paying salaries that most people sitting at a desk, with 4-year degrees are making. And we're not getting, we got guys making $30 an hour riding in the truck together. That don't make no sense. Our accountability is way down at the bottom, and what we expect out of what we're given. Our taxpayers would be appalled to know how many hourly wages that are paid. And a lot of them are being paid, and they ain't even been brought across this desk. There's department heads out there making money that there's a city ordinance out there that states that the council is in charge of setting those salaries. The council ain't setting those salaries. So how are they approved to be paid that amount of money? There's a lot of questions that we currently have, and every time we ask them, it's a slanderous response or something else that's poured back into it. That's a lot of stuff. That's not needed. We're trying to get things done to move the city forward. There's a budget process fixing to happen and everything else. We're fixing to have to make some of the hardest decisions we've ever made because the situations that we're in moving forward. We've got to have a police department. We've got to have a new fire department. Well, guess what? That comes at the cost of the taxpayers. We've got to make good, strong financial decisions, and some of the money that some of the checks that's been written without the checks and balances being done the correct way has raised a lot of questions, and there's still questions out there. But we're in a situation where we've got to buckle down and make the best decisions moving forward for the city. And it's some hard decisions. I mean, we got some departments out there got plenty of uniforms, and we got some that ain't got none. And little things like that, we're catering to one, not catering to the other, because we got this person there, and then there's a lot of employees hanging out down here in the office, and hanging out in their buildings, and a lot of work not getting done. There's just a lot of questions that the citizens are asking, and when they ask us and we don't have an answer, we've got to come up and we've got to try to find the answer. We're dealing with a water situation. Supposedly we're in a water crisis. It's we've heard it till who's gonna fit the bill for the new water tower? We gotta figure it out. I mean, it's I don't think swapping land on the side of a hillside and never get developed is the answer. I don't think putting money in someone's pocket's the answer. So it's it's doing what's right, moving forward with full transparency is kind of what we're trying to. I mean, what I think a bunch of us are trying to do moving forward. I mean, I know you didn't vote for the fire station, and the rest of us did, so it kind of showed where your priorities are. But just moving forward, it's best for us to, do what's best for the city as far as fire station placement, police department, station placement, and everything else. I mean, these guys have to come to work and they need a credible place to come to when they come.
What's your other thoughts?
Well, the court lighting for Wilson and Dillard Parks.
You have other
Wait,
thoughts?
John, can I ask a question? You said to make the parking bigger for both of those parks. For Dillard Park, how would you make that bigger considering?
There's some grade work to be done, some gravel brought in to add more parking spots.
Are you talking about right as it?
I mean, that can be done as well. I mean, but there's a drainage issue down, there, that's been there for, I don't know, as long as I've been here.
I think Mr. David was talking about trying to see how we could get that situation fixed so that it actually, and also have the track that's on the inside of the field, but on the back, the outside.
Well, see, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in it, but it's also, I don't know if everybody's aware of this. We charge the church in the city $100 to use the park. We just allowed a co-ed softball league to go on, and we didn't charge them anything. So let's make sense of that. Are we catering to our neighbors? What are we doing? We should be reaching out, trying to make this community stronger.
I don't know.
But I don't see that acceptable. I mean, I don't see any other co-ed leagues, anybody playing for free and everything else. And then we've got city employees down there getting that facility ready on a Sunday. Why would we pay people on a Sunday to get facilities ready? I mean, if we're not making any money off of it, I mean, that's costing the taxpayer at the end of the day. We got grass 4 foot high on the right of ways, but we're ranking a softball field that we're not charging for. Make it make sense to me, because it don't. So that's priorities. Where are we at with our priorities? And how are we showing what's best, for the rest of the city? Because it don't make good sense in moving forward.
The rest of your
I just want to go over everything.
Every year,
Again, the accounts payable ordinance, basically, that's just basically showing transparency and accountability across the board. That's everything, every bill that the city has coming to the council once a month. It's gotta be voted on and approved. Every other municipality does it. Everybody got a copy of that? It wasn't sent to you, the mayor had it, it was sent to the mayor, but he didn't email it to everybody. The city attorney, you just want me to keep going down the line or what? You would run the meetings, is that what you're asking me to do?
after your items. You didn't give any details about what the items were. You asked for the two items.
I asked them to put on the city council, put them on a work session, agenda.
The process is we hear them in a work session and then vote on them at the next meeting.
That's your process. Is that what you're saying?
That's the big process.
Measures of a general and permanent nature, they can't be voted on at the first meeting, they're presented, unless there's unanimous consent from the council.
Resolutions can be, ordinances cannot be.
Well, it's resolutions as well, but they need to be presented on.
They don't have to be, you can present them at the same time.
They unanimous consent.
So, the city attorney, so there's been a lot of money spent without council approval, it's been voted down. You have a hand up, you need something? Okay, just raise your hand, and you're waving at us.
No.
Been a lot of money spent without, that the city council voted down. And so it's, I feel it's our due regard to, hire outside, legal counsel for us to, sue and get that money back to the city that belongs to the city. So, when money's spent without council approval, and council voted it down numerous times, somebody's gotta be held responsible. That's taxpayer dollars at the end of the day. So,
So what's the plan there?
Huh?
Is there a plan there?
yeah. For us to hire outside legal counsel. To represent the council, to go after that money that's been spent and everything else.
Nobody's saying anything or doing it.
The Fall Municipal Leadership Conference is in October. Rather than wait till the week of or 2 weeks before to, try to piece together hotel rooms when we can stay at the ones that are listed on the website. Which, I mean, you didn't stay with us last time, you stayed somewhere different than we did. So, but just so we could get everything done, and not have to wait till the last minute like we have in the past. That's what the leadership conference is. Then the resolution clarifying, the fiscal spending policy. Just says we're just establishing policies and procedures for the expenditure of city funds, as well as authorizing city officials to enter into contracts. No person can enter into a contract unless it's voted on by the city council. And if it's not included, in the budget, then it's gotta be voted on and approved by the council. So, and you have the revised one of these?
Yes,
This is not revised.
it's not.
No.
I said the revised one.
You did? Oh. I figured you did. Mary, can you print the revised one? Not the ones you have your word in. you send a revised one? Can you send a revised one? Yeah, not the one that you have your wording in. You gonna keep going? Are you gonna get that printed? You had all day, I didn't know it took so long. Fire department uniforms. Fire department sent, an email stating they need some uniforms that I think the fire chief and captain actually have one polo shirt piece. So, they're currently at a conference for 3 days. I guess they're having to wash every night, I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing. So, the,
You said it's on the red line and all that. I don't see red line either of these.
The last one I sent was the revised one.
fire and police department buildings, we're currently looking at. Build the fire department, police department. I know the, previous bond was right around 3 million. I think we're gonna build two sufficient structures, we're gonna be looking at 4 million instead of 3. So,
In the package you've got there, the city engineer provided a estimate for the new design of the fire station.
back at email. Yeah, I don't believe that's gonna be that good location. Best served the city. Front of Brookhaven is one of the worst spots we could possibly put there.
What's the plan? What's your plan?
Oh, the plan? Oh, so there's a new development that's coming, talk to the developer and everything else, and there's actually, instead of us having to buy any property, which was your plan, this property would actually be given to the city. And, it's actually a possibility that the property would actually be cleared, pad built, and everything for us moving forward at no cost to the city. So that would save us about $750,000.
You have that in mind, right?
Huh?
You have that in mind?
No. Did you bring us anything in writing?
I sent it to the federal council.
You never want to see anything in writing about the property cost or anything?
Still in negotiation, it might be.
Well, it's a negotiation, so it's not in writing. Also, it's not in writing.
You know, the contract is there.
So you want something in writing, but you want to provide something in writing. So that's the problem we continue to have. However, this would be instead of, instead of a half an acre or a quarter of an acre, this would be multiple acres. So a lot better service to the city. I know it's not your plan, however, it's probably the better plan for the city. So I'll be glad to bring that to the council as soon as I get everything. So it's actually a lot better location too. It's a good traffic. proposed layout and everything else of the proposed fire department. It'd be a nightmare trying to get in and out of that place. You know, actually run a call at 5 p.m. And we saw what the power company did to County Road 6. It was already a disaster. So, I mean, and it was a wreck in front of Brookhaven, what, 2 times? Cars backed up 45 deep in one direction. So, it,
I'm talking about just during the power company that hold up accidents, because there's accidents in front of Brookhaven every single day.
but the cars are backed up. If there's an accident in front of Brookhaven, the traffic is backed up from the entrance to the proposed fire station. How you gonna get out? Just puts a huge delay in everything. So it's a lot better to be proactive than reactive, and I think this is very proactive. Plus, I mean, you're looking at $500,000 just in concrete work and drainage work to be done right there. That's a savings of $500,000. Like you gave it to us. The engineer provided it when he gave us the first initial layout with the drainage going in and everything else. I actually talked to him on the phone as well. So
We didn't say anything about concrete work.
he might have said you, I'm going on the phone with us. So. But if we can take $500,000 to $750,000 from doing concrete work and build work right there and put it back into a building, look at what we've done for our citizens and our employees. It's a lot of great service to the community. Plus with the other location, there's a possible layout opportunity down the road of training facilities and everything else for them to use. So. You want to pay them hourly, you can. I mean, hard to talk to them, but everybody's got a cell phone, they want to call. Ordinance 03926 governing purchase authority. We just need to have a public hearing on that.
Got that from the district attorney.
We wouldn't know, you won't tell us anything.
We're still waiting for the attorney to, as soon as we get it back, I'll let you know. And I think the accounts payable ordinance and the resolution on the table, they accomplish the same thing, about the same.
They're gonna be triple covered, they're not covered, right? Disobey one, disobey one. And this city department's a workforce development. I mean, what are we doing within our city departments to promote and everything else? It's like James said, there's a lot of people on the clock that are not performing city duties. However, they're saying doing a lot of other things other than working. It's very concerning.
Is that a question or was that a, you got a plan?
Plan?
Was that a question or you got a plan?
It's a statement. I mean, it's
Anything else?
how we're working to move your department forward currently.
Question or statement?
Question.
So, each department head is running their own department and managing their plans and their executables. We do have a, employees working on the, training and planning and annual evaluations and all of those assets, for all of our human assets. And she's, people do some training classes for different departments. Some of them require annual, and we don't have to do anything about it, but some other ones that we've been sending our employees to different training for what they need. Might even in one training classes, for water and sewers to be there to see the process and understand what it takes to, get those certifications. So we've got multiple plans doing at the same time in different departments, but trying to have one person coordinate it all, make sure it's all documented, processed, be kept in the personnel files and up to date, so that our personnel files are valid and accurate. And so, we were, I mean, I believe we have very good department heads who are running the departments very well and managing everything as expected. Anything else? Anything? All right, moving on to our regular meeting agenda. Oh, sorry, yes, sorry. And then, we have a chance to look at the audit, Joe, ask me questions, and then, we got to discuss, your thoughts, plans, and kind of vision, what you'd like to see. All right.
Real quick, if you do happen to have any questions after you look through it, I'm happy to take your call or hop on your email.
Thank you. Thanks. All right, moving to the regular meeting agenda. So,
I mean, I think it's clear about it that last audit was actually the previous administration's audit.
I did, but it was a bit of one first time. But I wanted to have your tips of the people here and stuff. Things very well done. And, it's fine either way. The, first item up on the agenda is, the public works water main replacement. So I think we've discussed this in the past, but I've got to get some quotes in the plans for replacing the water main. Basically, they have a choke point in the system where the water main drops down to a smaller diameter inside.
So in South Park, there's a 2,200-foot section that's still 3 inch. And we have that other meter over by 562. So we can use it, but we can't get the full flow because it chokes down from 3 inch top. So talking about water crisis, water emergencies, or whatever, we can go open that valve. We upgrade the line, you feed the tanks back this way if need be. We can put a control valve on it eventually and control itself and fill the tank by itself.
How much would that increase?
So we're restricted by odor. We can take 200 gallons a minute from that. So there's 200 more gallons a minute that we can't take. But that's how much the limit is to.
But we can't use.
Yeah. Right now, right now we
can't
use
use
it.
it.
Right now we use it, but it mostly feeds like Summit Park, Lake, and all the way up to the curve on, where the barn dominium is. So it
We
feeds all
have the
the.
capability of using more, we just can't get it through the line.
Exactly. Yep. So I'm gonna upgrade that line to a 6-inch line, put in more fire hydrants, more fire protection. And that way, maybe we can, in a situation like last night I was here, because Oklahoma had 2 bad breaks. One was feeding the, Summit Park meter, one was feeding the Sandy meter. We got low, but we were not, we were nowhere near running out of water. But I offered my volunteered if they needed help, because I knew they had 2 bad leaks, and just stayed to make sure everything was on up and up when they got the water cut back on.
And so, here is absolutely cost of 125 for 3 inch main gallons per minute. And so, 75 with the double. The key thing is that you're actually decreasing the need from the pull from the standing main.
If something happens, so we're kind of, I mean, well, I won't say that. But if something happens on St. Road, so those pumps are, if something happens on the other side, we can't pull water from, so those pumps run about 315 to 320 gallons a minute, filling all 3 tanks at one time. So if something happens on Sandy Road and they have to cut the water off for a long period of time, and we have no way to fill the tanks with more flow, then it's possible, they could use more water, or the system could use more water than we can provide filling it up.
The line, we got another
Yes, sir.
3 to 6.
I wanna fix there's another, like on the day, there's an 1.5 meter when we buy water line, that feeds the tank. Once we get one project completed, I wanna look into that. That way, we can maybe, we'll talk to them about putting a bigger meter up there and feed that tank a little bit faster if need be. Yeah, there's other, I wouldn't say an emergency, but we just have, there's stuff we need to do to get it where we're not stuck in the situation.
Simple way to look at it is we have 3 water towers, but they're all feeding the same system, and we can split it.
And eventually we can zone it out, once we get, the control valve put on Summit Park, get a bigger meter on the dam, then we can work and zone it out, so we're, Sandy Road feeds, all that. Summit Park feeds Silver, we equal dam, so you can just kind of zone it out where, and it helps with leaks too, because right now, if you're dropping water, it's cat and mouse, you're just trying to find it. So, but I mean, it's just, this is just a step forward. We've made a few, we've put in those soft starts and put the VFDs on the farm. The VFDs in turn, I'm interested, when we get the power bill, that'll also help with the power bill. And everything's going good with that, so I'm trying to move forward to the next project. Try to get one at a time and get them completed, and not start 900 like. Terry said start 900 projects and not get them all done. It's easier to focus on one.
Those VFDs also help us with the because we were probably down.
It does, because those are on, solid start, so they slammed on and slammed off. So we were losing a lot of money from the power company because they were wanting full force peak demand. And these VFDs, they ramp up for a minute to full power, and then they ramp back down, and they were not running full purpose.
Usually it's down from, that thing first kicks on, it's 5, that's what they're charging us on.
But you're right.
5.
It's gonna take, it's probably gonna take a little while for them.
Yes.
But, it will eventually work its way down, because we're not pulling that much in on that first.
It also causes damage up and down the main.
It does the Odinville side and north side, it's slamming on and off of the water handle, so those pumps are on. It's got 320 gallons a minute flying through it, so the power goes off. Guess what? All check valves just slam up. Which means that water sitting in that pipe, rocking back and forth. If it's sitting on something, the pipe's what's gonna go. So I gave all this to, gave everybody a copy of this. I went to Brasher Utility Company. He come out, rode around, there's about 9 driveway crossings, 3 or 4 of it's concrete. I think there's 9 services that have to be redone. But he gave me a quote just for the, doing the work, and it was $36,650. And I reached out to a vendor we use for the name for all the material, and their quote come back for $44,253. So together it's $80,903. And it could, be a little less, it could be a little more efficient when we get into.
It's exactly the kind of project that tap fees are safe for.
Actually, most of the tap fees we're moving to the general budget. Transferring out of public works and moving to the general budget, paying bills.
Anything else, Mike?
How many guys do you currently have now, Todd? 9 guys. How many certified in water? How many certified in sewer?
They start, water class tomorrow.
How many?
There's 7 open at one.
7, so 7 out of 9. We're sending at the same time. Right?
What's a remote class?
So Monday through Friday gonna be in the class?
It's Tuesday through Friday from 4 to 7.
In the evening? Prerequisite, should discuss this from the beginning. So you did discuss it. What you're saying.
It's training.
I don't know what that means. I'm asking for clarification. Wow. So we're asking.
So I've always gotten paid for my training. They only offer them, so they didn't only offer them, or rural water only offer them during certain times. So they're just starting, it's a 45-hour class, but for 1 and 2, you only need 30 hours of the class.
How many equipment operators you got? Currently, they can operate equipment, all heavy equipment. 2 at a time. How often do we pick up trash, you know?
I emailed you the schedule. Well, you have to go back a couple months, but it's in there. Pretty much 46 our conversation on that. They're in your email somewhere. Well,
How many do you have on doing water and sewer, and how many do you have in public works?
there's 4 and 4, and one of them belongs to
So 4 and 4. So 4 in public works, 4 in water and sewer. Why would we send it 7? To one person?
well, they all work, there's times they all work together. But on a normal day, it's all one.
No, it is separate. That's why we're going to have 3 more employees.
Five.
Huh?
Five.
Okay, so now you're saying we're going to have 5 more employees to separate it, and then we're sending 7. We said 80% to get certified. I mean, understand what we're doing
You're using the day-to-day operations and time.
No, no,
That's the department, but the bottom line is, when there's a leak, it's all hands on deck. It's a leak, and our, they have shifts to work when there's an active leak. And so we need more people trained to be able to help out cross training.
here. So who's got the grass?
That's what the work
I think we're done. Next item on the agenda is the St. Clair County High School Athletic Boosters Club. So, as in every year, the Boosters Club has a fundraiser and looking for donations, and this is, when we donated to Marty Elementary, we intentionally left the rest of it on that for, the middle high, middle school. And so the Booster Club will come in and ask us for the donations, and they have multiple tiers that you can donate to. And, so obviously those tiers vary, and there's different, different benefits, but including like banners in the stadium and different things. And so, just want to see if, you might hear from the, just want to run by council, see what our thoughts are, on what tier y'all like to consider.
From the past, we've done 5,000. That's for every team,
For the whole sport program. Any other questions or concerns about the athletic boosters? Next item on the agenda is the Sterling Grove Plan approval.
Well, Tyler Davis with Pelham Properties. We have submitted our grant plan for the next phase of Sterling Road, 67 miles. We included a park location, at y'all's request, and we are here to ask for your approval.
These are the plans that we saw at the last meeting.
That's correct, yes.
Anyone else have any questions or concerns?
Thank you.
I'm gonna be just like sit here talking about this before. Over the irony, I don't know about everybody, but I'm not gonna give you a plan to get this water solution. That's just what I think.
We can do that. Next topic is the, any questions, concerns, or thoughts around the minutes?
Which minutes?
The ones that's in the packet.
We ain't approved none since April.
Is there minutes in the previous packet, minutes in this packet? Approve one, approve them all, approve none of them? Okay.
I was just asking for specifics. Let's just see what we're discussing.
Good minute. All right, any more comments, questions, or concerns about the minutes? All right, with that, we're at the public comment section, the, who's on the list?
Okay.
Adjourn the work session and take a, 8-minute break and reconvene at 7:10 for the regular meeting.
But I'm thinking of trying to do, if it's for good. Sometimes they, you know. School board, all of a sudden. It's wants to see our growth. And instead of our kids being bussed off, they need to be here. They need to be here. There's a school 5 minutes away. There's joy, high school, whatever. Cause the trouble here. Yeah. So what else did you discuss with them? That's what he's trying to do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think the
Stop sign right down here. If you go a little further, take the left. All the way to the bottom. And you T.
Yeah, I was upset.
I'm banking that one. That might come out. Yeah, exactly.
That's not possible.
All right, everyone, go ahead and call the meeting back to order. Call the regular meeting of Margaret order, August 3rd, now 7:10. Marker, would you please?
Before we begin tonight, thank you for praying for who you are. Thank you for loving us, taking care of us, thank you for blessing us with life. Continue to thank you, pray for our nation, pray for our leaders, especially this mayor and council, pray for direction and leadership, and pray that you'll go with us the rest of the night. Thank you. Love you. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilperson Chapman? Here. Councilperson Bell? Here. Councilperson McIntyre?
Here.
Councilperson Davis? Here. Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Here. Mayor Shorty?
Here. All right, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
To include city attorney and to include city clerk. And to include ordinance 203-9926, governing purchase authority. And to include the accounts payable ordinance.
We have 4 items. So without objection, we want to clarify and appointment of the city clerk, the city attorney, the 039926, and the council table, you call it ordinance or resolution? Make a motion. Councilman Bill seconds the motion. Any discussion? Motion is not complete. All right. We got a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Councilperson Chapman? Councilperson Bell? Yes. Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis? I'm still not sure what this is. Is this some of the stuff that we're supposed to go to the Attorney General?
One of them.
I'm just saying. Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Shorty?
Sure. All right. So, moving right in, we'll actually, start. The city clerk will open the sealed bids for the surplus vehicles.
Before you open them, we have a surplus to all those vehicles, so we might wanna.
The wording of surplus vehicle, a vehicle doesn't necessarily have to be surplus for the city to accept sealed bids for it. That's the typical process, but where the council would pass a resolution giving the mayor the authority to sell the vehicles through whatever method the council wanted. But it's not necessary.
and surplus product, and
Yeah, we bought it numerous times, it's got a video catalog.
If the council votes to accept whatever bid is for each vehicle, that'd be sufficient.
and there were, the orange fire truck was not, we don't have the information behind it, post it, so we have that now. So fine, we'll post it for the next meeting.
What water fire?
The old fire truck in front of station one.
Okay, the Ford dump truck, 2026-67, and the 1985 General Hummer, 326.51.
300.
So say the numbers again?
The Ford L7000 dump truck for 2026 and 67 cents. And then the Hummer, 326.51. The New Holland MV21 for $300. Another one for the Hummer for $350. And the dump truck for $750. Uh, 2006 Kubota, $1,000. The Hummer, $2,001. The 2009 Expedition for, looks like $501. 2006 Kubota for $2,001. The New Holland for $2,001. The 2007 the F-150 for $800. 2008 Ford for $801. 2015 Explorer for $350. 2016 Explorer for, honestly can't tell if that's supposed to be 300 or 500. Okay, we'll go with 3. 1999 GMC truck, 150. Dump truck, 2,000. And 2009 Expedition, 501. Hummer for $450. $2009 Ford Expedition for $200. 1999 GMC Sonoma for $200. Ford Expedition for $200. 2007 F-150 for $200. 2008 F-150 for $200. 2013 Ford Explorer, $200. 2015 Ford Explorer, $200. 2016 Ford Explorer, $200. And that is all of them.
Do we call it the ICE building now, or just reach out to the people that's supposed to do the ICE bids and
Call them out, and the council would need to vote to accept the highest bid for each one, or reject the bids.
that we can do
Alright, so the Ford L7000 dump truck, the highest bid is the 2026 67 to a Jared Morris. The 1985 Hummer, the highest was $450. That's a Michael Little. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, the highest on the Hummer is 2001 from K&B. That's all I got is that phone number. K&B also had the Kubota tractor for 2001. That was the highest. And the New Holland MB-21, also K&B at 2001. The New Holland MB-21, the highest bid was K&B for $2,001. Looks like we only got one for the 1999 GMC Sonoma, and that was $200. Oh, sorry, that's Lee Drummond's. The highest on both of the 2009 Expeditions, the black one and the white one, also is K&B at $501 each. The 2016 Ford Explorer, also K&B at $300.
2016 Ford.
Yes. 2015
Explorer, also K and B at $350. And 23 Ford Explorer at $200, Lee Drummond's.
2013.
Yes. The 2008 Ford F-150 K and B for $801. And then the 2007 F-150, also K and B for $800. Should be all.
Council's pleasure. Motion to accept these bids. They've been, hopefully they've been through WL's fund.
I wouldn't say most, I would say some. Two of the trucks, we just did service a month and a half ago. The two that
You all can make a motion to accept all the bids, or you can make motions to accept the individual bids.
Look, we like K and B, no one who's offering anything above scrap price. I mean, the rest of these, like, it's $200, and we can haul it out for scrap and get more than that. At least K and B is offering at least a price.
The dump truck was $2,060. Yeah, we totally accepted that bid. The dump truck, Jared Lawrence, to what now? I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
It's 2000.
Like, that's his name, but I don't know if that's.
What do you mean, we're not sure?
I did not ask him.
Is that a water operator?
We terminated that contract. I
Oh, that's the sewer, but I don't.
You know what is our water operator? He can't do anything. It's a city employee. Make that make sense.
If he's making a bid, a sealed bid, and if he's the highest, then he can buy it.
As a city employee?
It's a fair system, but
He's not receiving any preferential treatment.
Put your bid in too.
To accept only K and B bids.
That would be the New Holland, Kubota, correct?
There was one KV wasn't the highest on though. The GMC Sonoma. Oh, well, yeah, okay, if we're kicking Jared's out, then they weren't the highest on the dump truck either.
Yeah,
That's all
it was battery.
Just want to make sure it's saying accept any only KV bids.
You can only pay the highest bid.
Only the highest
Oh, yeah.
These are, she wrote the riddle, or like, this, the final list was the highest. So Jared had the dump truck, KB had all of the Sonoma and the Wayne Sports. Lee Drummond bid on the Sonoma and the Wayne Sports. But KB had, 300 and 350 on the two of the Explorers.
Which ones were the highest bid on?
The Hummer, 2001. Both of the Expeditions at 501. The New Holland at 2001. The 2008 Ford F-150 at 801. And let me
2007 at 800.
double check.
801 and 800 on that.
Yes.
The 2007 F-150 at 800. The 2016 Explorer,
300?
yes. And the 2015 Explorer at 350. They did not bid on the 2013 Ford Explorer at all. And then they were short on the GMC 550. And if we're not allowing Jared, then they're the highest on the dump truck in 2000.
We can allow Jared, because the reason we have open and sealed bids in public, so no one receives preferential treatment.
I certainly need to put on the ones from KB.
That's the motion to accept K&B's highest bids.
So we're gonna dump truck. We don't vote, right?
Yes.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yes.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Luis?
Any other motion?
Whoever had high bid.
Councilperson Chapman? Councilperson Bell? Councilperson McIntyre? Councilperson Davis? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Luis?
Any other motion?
What?
Is there any,
What's left, Sonoma?
There's and then the Hummer had a highest bid of 450. Oh, sorry. Move that over.
scrap the other two?
Yep. Remember that, it's 2013 Explorer? And this is on.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Councilperson Chapman? Yes. Councilperson Bell? Yes. Councilperson McIntyre? Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Gurley?
Water main. This is the first time we, council. Put it on until the next meeting.
Maybe let's just suspend the rules, go ahead and do it.
Public works job, it's $100,000. Or for public,
For public works contracts, the bid limit is $100,000.
any more discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yeah.
Councilperson Bell? Councilperson McIntyre? Councilperson Davis? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Gurley?
Make a motion to approve. Current quote has been presented to us.
Was it 80 now? 80.
There you go.
$80,000. $903. Pay for public works.
Sewer cap, or water cap.
What's that?
Would we like to use that from the water cap funds?
What's he got?
About $700,000 or $800,000.
Why did that come here?
No, it's in a separate account for, impact fees.
Okay, let's upgrade.
If we had these in front of us 72 hours before the meeting, we would have sitting here like this. We'd all have a copy and be looking at it and be involved with it.
So,
We got another.
I bet it's come out of the water debt fund.
Councilperson Chapman?
yes.
Councilperson Bell? Councilperson McIntyre? Councilperson Davis? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Yeah.
Mayor Gurley?
Round on to the athletic coach.
First time we brought up.
plat approval. For a, this is the second time seeing, so looking for a motion.
Make a motion to postpone to the next meeting and see where we'll go with this water issue we're currently dealing with.
These are the ones that were, did they have to redo?
No, we voted it, this is the next thing, that same area. Any questions for the, developers and or talk about the water situation?
We just second opinion on the whole water tower issue.
Todd? No,
God's not our current water operator anyway. So, is it? Jared Morris.
you can still speak to the topic. The, probably speak to the, water crisis or is there a water crisis and or where we're at with the water supply?
There's not a water crisis somewhere.
Do you have a water certification?
No, you don't. Have we had this conversation with Jared and with the city engineer?
We have,
Who is we?
whose folks?
Who is we?
We've had it right here in council and.
I haven't seen Jared Morris come through that door. Anybody else seen him? Anybody else in the council seen him attend a meeting?
The city engineer.
I don't know who it is.
The city engineer has been here. He's sitting in the front row and comes through the door. I think a second opinion would be good.
I mean, I see the run times and how much water we use every day.
So I'll ask you again, do you have your water certification? I'm just asking. I'd like to speak to the gentleman we do pay as our water operator. Hear his expertise opinion on the current situation. I don't believe 2 twin water towers sitting right there side by side is a sufficient outlook or a good outcome for the city.
That wasn't the topic. The topic was, is it an immediate need or a
Yes.
crisis? And I think Todd can speak to whether we're in a crisis or not. But we'll wait till the next meeting is fine. Appreciate you, Sean.
Can you have the water operator for the next meeting?
So we're gonna be continued to the next.
Yes, sir. We're in session now. Roll call vote.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yeah, we'll move on.
Just suspend it, or just,
What's wrong?
we'll start with the next meeting.
Like the rules on next meeting.
Roll call.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yeah.
Councilperson Bell? Yes. Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Perez?
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Any discussion or motion on the minutes? So from the Second.
Got a motion and a second.
Call vote.
Councilperson Savage. Councilperson Bell. Councilperson McIntyre. Councilperson Davis. Mayor Pro Tem Rand. Mayor Flores.
Get the city attorney. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to extend, $400 an hour to hire outside counsel to, address the current ongoing issues that the cities have been, your representatives of council.
Take the motion for the.
Yeah, just approving money, up to $400 an hour, for outside legal counsel.
See if you the purpose and time frame.
Intended purpose is to, go after the wrongdoing of that the council seems fit to, protect the city. Go after the people that spent money illegal, that's what we have.
You would take that back to the former administration. You take that back to the former administration.
Well, you asked me what my motion was, and I answered the question. I didn't ask you to cross-reference me. You asked for an answer, I gave it to you. If you ask me to go back, go back and look at your history of all your videos, that's already been addressed too. So,
So we just got a building on audit for this administration.
So, all right, got a motion? Emily, you got that?
I just have approved up to $400 an hour for council attorney.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Second, so discussion. How many attorneys have been, researched for this position?
yeah, well, about 6.
Attorney Shelby County, I believe it's
Oh, there was some in St. Clair County too, but they're actually representing other constituents against the city now, so.
St. Clair County attorney,
Yeah, we have a motion in a second. We can deliberate all day long, but you'll have your chance to deliberate, no problem.
not, what was their attorney?
He took his own name like that because of you guys thinking that I was gonna keep it. So he took his name.
Let's clarify, there's an attorney, I believe, who's interested, it's 300 an hour, so.
You don't want to say.
We can handle that as a council, we don't need your help. We've got your help with the current debt we're in, so. You got a motion in a second if you'd like to move on.
Can you give me a second, correct? All right, any more discussion or questions from council? A roll call vote?
Councilperson Chapman.
Yes.
Councilperson Bell.
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre. Councilperson Davis. Mayor Pro Tem Ray.
Absolutely.
Mayor Flores.
No. All right. Item is ordinance number 039926, governing purchasing authority.
Motion to have a public hearing for the next council meeting?
All right, a motion and a second. Any more discussion? the other two motions cover that, and so we're not gonna wait for it to come back.
So the accounts payable ordinance and the other resolution, I do think they cover the bases that this covers without the same questions that this ordinance presents. And based on the Attorney General's usual timeline, I think we're close to receiving an opinion from them. Typically, it's about 3 months. And I will circulate that to the council.
We're not making a motion to pass it, we're not making a motion to have a public hearing. This is what we're going to put it in.
Roll call vote.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre? Councilperson Davis? Mayor Pro Tem Reed?
Yeah.
Mayor Torrisi?
Next topic is the accounts payable ordinance.
Make a motion to have a public hearing at the next council meeting regarding the accounts payable ordinance.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
Any discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yes.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis? Mayor Pro Tem Reed?
I'm not gonna vote on something that I'm not sure about. That's not fair.
Mayor Pro Tem Reed?
I think we talked about that.
Mayor Torrisi?
Yes. Next item up is the city clerk appointment.
I make a motion to remove Tabitha Hanner as interim clerk and put in our assistant clerk, $18 an hour.
This item is about appointing the city clerk.
No, it's not.
That's the item on the agenda.
When he asked to amend the agenda, he just said city clerk.
There, in the code of ordinance.
This is not the Bachelor Ricci show. Only if you want to know, or you can ask our city attorney. If you like.
If they make a motion for that, they can vote.
I don't know, I'm not saying I get vote on it, but I clarified the motion was to appoint the city clerk position, and it said yes.
I mean, it says city clerk position. So, you can construe words how you like, however.
So, I mean, I'm just saying,
How many times are you gonna beat this around the bush until you don't have control in this position?
are you gonna let me speak? So, I think, I appreciate Charlie recognizing Logan's, skill set and his, degree. I mean, he's got a master's degree in public administration. And I appreciate y'all recognizing that he'd be a good fit for this position. And I mean, since the topic is city clerk and appointment, and we've already, been dealing with this for months on end, I mean, I really think, it just makes sense to go ahead and do what the council has the right to do, which is appoint the city clerk position full time. And so, so the motion that you made, I roll out of order, but if you want to make the motion to back up your earlier motion and make him the permanent city clerk, that you have the
I wouldn't say
authority.
anything like.
You did that.
Let's clarify.
Well, I was letting you finish.
It's,
If they make a motion to remove the interim city clerk and appoint a new interim city clerk, they can do that.
there isn't a law on local or state that allows the appointment of the interim. They can,
The council can remove the interim. They can do so.
well, let's get rid of
Well, I mean, why be like the city attorney?
Matt?
I mean, look,
There's a motion.
We can all work together and do this. I mean,
We can't work together because you try to tell us what to do.
and you don't tell the city attorney.
Your motion is to put someone in, why don't you put him in as permanent? It just didn't make no sense.
Because we don't want him as
We don't
clerk.
want it from, that's why.
That's why.
You're wanting to put him in the interim, like.
How about we just sue you and then we'll just have it made? Because that's what's gonna happen, because you don't realize what the law is and what you're being told right now.
I do realize.
No, you don't
No, you
realize, you don't
No, you
care.
don't.
You still sit right there at the beginning and say you wanna work with everybody, and you get up here, and if it's not your way, you throw a fit about it, just like you're doing right now. And he's told you that you're doing wrong, and you're still continuing to do it. How do we wanna teach our kids to do what's right if our leadership can't do what's right?
If you think it's right, let's get it right, and it's right. I think
There was a motion and a second, you should be voting on it.
I hear that in time, you didn't tell us this.
I want to make sure they have all the information.
There was a motion and a second.
We need to change the proximity limit.
Run the vote and see how it goes.
The motion on the table is to remove Tabitha Hannah as interim city clerk and move our assistant effective immediately, and to move our assistant clerk, Mr. Glass, to the interim clerk position at $18 an hour. That's the motion on the table, as interim.
So, again, I'm pulling that over, we can get the opinion from.
We don't need an opinion, we have our legal opinion right here.
Right there, not opinion.
I'm happy to.
I think-
I'm happy to take the motion. I'm happy to take the motion for the permanent appointment. But the interim,
No, man, you don't have to take that appointment. We said, it don't matter,
We
man.
don't,
I just said,
we don't need your permission.
Man, Elizabeth said yes.
I don't think you have all the facts.
Man, she's fine, she's fine.
I explained it to her very, very clearly, when it was brought up to me, just to make sure we're doing everything right, because that's my job. And that's the opinion I would give it.
And that's why you chose them. You chose the city attorney. That's what you chose.
My interpretation of reading it is different.
But you're not the attorney. You're not the attorney.
No. You can check CCP. It's not always right and correct, man. He got lost cases for doing ChatGPT, okay?
I'm
But he
the
just
chair,
told us it's okay, man, so we have the motion of a second, so we need to vote.
I'm the chair, I'm here.
But man, you're not the law. You are not the law.
I would recommend making a motion to suspend the rules, if that's what y'all want to do.
We'll just talk about this, we don't have to.
I stated my opinion.
There's a motion in a second, it's not a vote.
If you're confident enough to make them interim, we can make them permanent, and
Man,
that's.
listen, man, you still trying to be in control, man, why?
This is not pick and choose.
Man, why you still
The
trying to be?
motion is out there, the second we should be voting on it. Come on, y'all.
The city clerk is,
I rolled the motion out of order.
man, but you can't. You can't do that. That's not right, that's not, well, show us the right with this, show us the right, not ChatGPT, but show us what the right that you can say.
Matt,
Like,
what did you say?
like, we need to see, Robert rules the law and the law, show it to us, man. Man, it doesn't matter, the chair is wrong, it's a motion of a second, and the city attorney just told you, man.
And I rolled the motion out of order.
But you can't rule it, man.
I'm the chair.
That's just like you in court and the judge said you're gonna get sentenced 25 years, you tell the judge, oh, I'm not taking that sentence, because you're wrong.
That's a compromise, correct.
There is no compromise, you do not have authority to make a compromise. What don't you understand?
Now, let's see how that get out.
I said,
That is wrong, that is wrong. The city attorney said it's wrong. LWC probably said it's wrong. They said.
Let's go for this roll call vote.
We can just do the roll call vote.
We've got
Man, what's the big thing?
I'm just saying, let's get this roll
Man,
call
the
vote.
motion is not on the order, man.
I'm the chair.
Man, the chair isn't right, you're wrong, man.
I'm the chair.
The $18 an hour, I mean,
No certifications, just a beginner. I mean,
we need a master's degree in administration.
I don't have anything to do with this being this certified city clerk, so.
Does he have experience?
I'm just asking, I'm just asking you, I didn't look at her resume.
He don't have no experience, so
There's a motion and a second on the table.
Anybody have a problem with vote? No.
City attorney, what do you advise?
Unless it's outside the bylaws or the ordinance of the city, it's not out of order.
There's no bylaws about council appointing the interim position or removing the interim position. If there was a law that said that they appointed the interim, they can remove the interim, there's no law saying that. That's the mayor's fault. If there was a law, saying that
Y'all gonna vote.
if they could
Yeah,
avoid
you can't
the
say
council,
no.
and remove an interim department head if they choose to do so.
if the law says that
And we
they
had-
Yes, absolutely. You can,
Where did you get that
you
from?
can,
Does it count?
yeah, you can get them out of there. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna lie to
I'm
y'all.
so
This
tired.
is ridiculous. Like, seriously, this is ridiculous.
Can I
I've
make
been
a
on my
motion?
boys. I've been on my boys for too long. This is ridiculous. I mean, we sit here and we act like we Looney Tunes, and we got a city that needs to be run, but we can't vote. Why? I mean, I'm sorry, look, right or wrong, we may not agree with every opinion, but we gotta get the job done, regardless, period.
That's not what you said.
That's not what
That's
you
what
said. So you're gonna argue with the city attorney?
Why is it so hard to put him in the interim? You had no problem putting Talbot in as the interim.
the council voted to change the interim, and I selected.
Okay, but did we go against it? No, we didn't. Because she said that. We did not go.
I'm backing your way, we just making the full-time.
But that's not what we said. We want an interim, just like you have an interim. That's what we want.
So,
We're not saying full-time.
So hold on. So we said in here in the roundtable discussion, we said we want to work with the council to move the city forward, but now you're holding up city progress right there. So you don't want to work with us if it's not your way. You want your way and only your way, but when you realize that you don't control the legal authority any longer, you lose it, which is what you're doing now. The city, you've gone against the city attorney's opinion, you've gone against his advice, you're paying him $200, whatever we're paying him an hour, and guess what? You're still choosing not to do what you've been advised to do by hired legal counsel.
I gave a solid compromise.
There is no compromise.
It's not a compromise. You cannot compromise.
Now, Councilman Ray made a motion, it was seconded by Councilman Chapman.
Table it.
But you can't compromise with the law. That's not how it goes. It's not perfectly legal. Because you said it. That's not that.
Capable of doing it, it's why.
The same reason why you got why we didn't make up for that? I'm asking the question. Why did I make up for it?
Everything else.
No, you did.
You'll need to have a
Vote.
Table
And the city clerk actually works for us all, not just the mayor.
Let's just go.
So we say, we have a motion and a second, it should go ahead and be voted. Actually, do a roll call vote.
Are we still discussing?
No, we're not. We just need to vote.
Voting is over.
It's 8:00, let's go.
Can you make the motion for us to go ahead and vote?
8:04, sorry.
Can you do that?
Under the roll call, I'm counting, so.
Councilperson Chapman?
Yes.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
We just wish it wasn't very
Follows.
Oh, now.
You go, Samantha. Go with what you think.
When you can't set this was.
Be true to you, girl. Do it.
I'm gonna say no, because I don't think 18 is right.
Be
Not
true
because
to
I don't want
yourself.
it there,
Okay.
I just don't think 18 is right.
Yes.
Mayor Tracy.
Motion passes.
That's fine.
Yep. Okay.
I'm sure I thought they would She's gonna be liable, right? She's still. Was it a bad box? Was it a bad box? And she's gonna have technical read. A lot of people have been complaining about that, so. I mean.
She said
They won't tell, but it's more than $18, okay?
I know it's
No.